Good afternoon, all you fabulous people. I just wanted to start off the day by talking about, first off, Fyendal's collection. Code JCH gets you a free month of premium. They have a great collection tracker. They use market updates as well as EV tracker for boxes. Highly recommend giving them a check out. At minimum, I think you can do free for the collection tracking. So go ahead and do that if you need a collection tracker. Code JCH gets you a month of premium. Excuse me. And thanks all for your subs. 221, we're going up. Savage Sash, do not buy this. $60 for the one chest piece in the KO deck is not worth it. You can buy the KO deck for $40 at your local LGS if they run enough armories. And they should have them in stock. The stock seems to be a little bit more tight allocated, which is fine. But unless you're playing in a major event this weekend, $60 is not worth this because it's more than the box price itself. If you give it a week or two, people will open these. The full boxes will get released in the market. Do not buy these right now unless you absolutely have to. They're not needed. You can play with your Tunic for another week or two on this. It's a great card, but it's not worth more than the price of admission for the sealed product. So be patient. It will come down. The KO deck will be available in long-term, I'm sure. I've never seen an LSS product be that scarce in the past 2 years. Just be patient. Civic Steps, don't buy $150 Rainbow Foil Civic Steps. The non-foil is $12. Buy the Brevant deck for the same price and take your Civic Steps and some other cool cards from there. And you have a UPF Guardian card, or a deck basically. Don't buy this $150. This is limited because it's a social play kit released to armories. I think you had to buy more around the table product to get the social play kit as well. So $150. This is, I believe, the first month they could have them. So this will come down. It'll be more rare than a normal armory promo, but it won't be so scarce that this will just continue to go up. I would guess, and this is just me shooting from the hip, this will be a $60 to $80 card come a couple months down the road. Unless you absolutely have to have the most blinged Guardian deck out anywhere you play, this is not worth $150. Just wait on this as well. Balance of Justice Cold Foil has spiked up. A few have sold. 220 roughly, and one guy bought it 300. I do think these come back to the market, but the stock seems to be very thin. They're right at 300. I would guess these come back at like 250, 275. It's still a very prevalent card. So just hold off on this if you need a cold foil Balance of Justice, or I'd trade out of this right now. Ashwing Marvel. I think people were just tired of them being at 250 and think, or not 250, 25. They got too cheap, and somebody bought them up to like 35 basically and stopped. I do think these will come back because they don't have a use at the moment other than Dromai Living Legend, which Dromai I don't think really has a chance in Living Legend, but I could be wrong. As well as like Blitz, and she struggles in Blitz because she doesn't have enough time to set up. And UPF she's pretty fun in, but not very many people are playing UPF. So I would hold off on this, but it did have like a $10-15 spike. I bring up Blood of the Drakai Rainbow Foil because it's too cheap again, as always. But the interesting thing is Pro Tour Amsterdam just announced their Pro Tour mat, and it is Blood of Drakai. And I will probably have to pick it up because it is awesome looking. The cinders and everything look really good on it. So I think this card's too cheap. Go ahead and get it up. Prism Awakener Soul Cold Foil is, I think, she's winning a lot of stuff, and she's really nasty to play against, to be honest. Well, as a warrior, it's really hard. Basically, she is now forcing people to put seven attack cards in her deck as opposed to 6, because she just runs a full rainbow suite of the Herald that does -1 to the attack, so you can't phantasm off of CNC or like runner or that kind of stuff, and she just throws that at you continuously. So I think 135 for a hero that is winning a good chunk of Pro Tours and has a strong position in the meta. She is a hard deck to pilot, but so was Dromai, and Dromai's Cold Foil, when she was winning a good chunk of Pro Tours and stuff like that, was 150, 160, 170. So this is, I think, just slightly too cheap. But TCG Ted will hook you up at 135. Plaguehive, I think, is the cheapest it's been in a little bit, but $80 for this, I think, is still a steal. It's one of the most playable gems in the game. It's also great for UPF because it does each opposing hero, so a lot of fun. As well as with, I doubt New really wants to run this, but New Assassin is coming out, so Codex of Blood, the Rainbow Foil, kind of got snuck up on by the non-foil. The non-foil went to like $8, and so a bunch of these rainbow foils sold. So now the next lowest rainbow foil is like $13. So just keep an eye on this. This card continues to creep up. Golden Glare, the cold foil. I'm bringing this up because these Armory promos seem to have a very thin inventory. Look at Prize Galea, look at Good Time Chapeau, look at... but they seem to be really low because people are used to the old Armory promos, and now with the split Armory promo system for the cold foils, there's only 2 of each in each Armory kit. So I think they get really low really quick, and then they spike because there's so few of them compared to old cold foils, like Tekla Leveler or Symbiosis Shot or Banksy, that kind of stuff. I would guess these start to settle probably between $20 and $30, but even the good ones are going for like $50, like Prize Galea and Good Time Chapeau. So keep an eye on this. I do think this is a great little cold foil beginner headpiece, especially for Victor. I don't think his effect really does anything, so it's just a block 2. It probably just also looks really good in cold foil. So, as well as Hood of the Red Sand for Kasai. The difference is Hood of the Red Sand is actually pretty good for Kasai. This is not a one-time use and break. It's a banish a red and yellow card from your graveyard. Destroy this. Target sword gets, when this hits, draw a card. So that's really strong in Blitz especially, and this is a more than one use. It's a battle worn. I might try to... The problem is this messes with your gold generation off of your healer ability. But if you want to go full kind of aggro, this card might be nuts now that I think about it. I'm like a full aggro Kasai that goes into copper and uses this card, Blood on her hands, and you just do this. This is not just a once per turn action either. So keep an eye on this one. I think this one's kind of nuts. Down and Dirty, Rainbow Foil, up to $30. I think this is Prism Hate. She is pretty nasty. But the 6... this is really good against like Herald of Erudition. It's a double shutdown. It's really good. But that Herald that does the -1, the name is escaping me. This just doesn't help. But this card, I think, is going to be a must into Prism. But The non-foil, I think... Oh, TCG Players thing is new and it's messing with me. The non-foil is still about $16. I think this will probably go $20 or above based off of the rainbow foil. So I do think now is a good time to pick these up. Centauri Sellsword Rainbow Foil tokens. These were buy a case, you get 4 from Star City Games for heavy hitters. The Rainbow Foil is like $12 a piece. There's only a few on the market, and then the cold foils that was a calling promo was about $30. So you can basically get a play set of these. I don't think you're ever really using more than 3 Centauri Sellswords. I think that's just overkill. For basically the price of a cold foil. So I think that's probably a good deal. I haven't seen the rainbow foils myself because I have a set of cold foils, but I'm sure they look pretty good off of the metal glint and everything like that. If you want to bling out your Kasai, I think that's a pretty decent pickup. Codex of Blood Route Marvel has dropped a ton. It was up to, I think it was up to like 200, 240, yeah. So 2 listings here at 130, 141, trying to go up, and then it goes back up to 200. So if you're in the market for the cold foil, Marvel Codex of Blood Rot, I think now is probably a good time to pick this up before it spikes up again. Crater Fist, this card is too cheap. I can't believe how cheap this card's gotten. It is, I think this is one of the best bang for your bucks in the game right now. A block 2, temper 2 Guardian arm piece for $2. If you're playing Guardian, you just pick this up and just save some money, because it really isn't that much worse than the Gauntlets of Iron Will. Yeah, if you're playing at these big events, that Gauntlets of Iron Will may eke you out an extra point or 2 of value, but Crater Fist is $3 is not worth, or is too cheap for a Crater Fist. The Rainbow Foil, I think, is this is throwing me off again. The Rainbow Foil is $16. I'd wait on this, but the non-foil for $3 is too cheap. Go get the non-foils. It's also, I think it's short printed in Crucible. It's 60% short printed, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but this card is really good for its price point right now. Ghostly Touch for $10 with Enigma on the horizon. I think this is a great kind of spec pickup. She may or may not want to use it, but there's a KO is in the meta, and he is the majority of the player field currently. So he's got poppers. So I think Ghostly Touch for a sideboard for any illusionist right now is probably a decent pickup if you do not have it at $10. The downside of this is it may go down to 6, 7, 8. But the upside is if this goes into a deck, it could go back up to like 30, where Dromai was using it for a moment. Especially since Enigma seems to be more blue focused, which makes it easier to get Ghostly Touch off than Dromai used. So keep your eye on that. Deathmatch Arena, I think, is about the cheapest it's been. $150. Oh wow, some sold for $100 last month. What? Yeah, so outside of these anomalies, $150 is about the lowest it's been. If you need it for your Fable collection or your heavy hitters complete set, I would, if you're patient enough, I think you wait until after Part the Mistveil comes out, and it probably drops another $20 or so, if not more. But this card also in UPF is a ton of fun. I did put this in my Olympia deck, and and Olympia with a bunch of gold from doing lethal damage is kind of nuts. Just FYI. Evo Steel Soul Tower, the foot piece for these Evos has gone depleted from the market. $35 for these. Some sold for $37 for a whole playset. Holy crap. 20, geesh. These literally, to put this in perspective, I listed some on Tuesday. These are probably my two here for about $13.70. See, I paused my inventory because I was traveling, and then unpaused it, and I apparently lost about half value here. Oh well. So keep an eye on this. I think this is the mechanologists are cooking. Watch out for Teklo. But yeah, Harley the Triumph, the just regular rare EA red, is $5 with shipping. So these are going. Oh wow, there's not very many on the market. These were about one per box. All of the EA heralds in Dusk Till Dawn. There was, if you're lucky, you got two, and they're about. I think this is the most expensive one at like nearly $4. Most of them are about $1 or $2. So it might be worth looking into trying to pick these up if you're interested in them at all. They are non-foil, and they only come in non-foil outside of the promo ones way back in the day. If you like the EA non-foils, go for it. Steel Street Enforcement. The rainbow foil is moving up. Oh no, the rainbow foil is too cheap. $279. They're cheaper than the non-foils right now. I would go ahead and pick up the rainbow foils at these prices. I think more Teklo cooking there. Prism Advent of Thrones. This card, mark my words, come skirmish season here in August, this card will be more expensive than $38. I'll tell you that right now, because these are from winning pre-release at Dusk Till Dawn, that and the Vincent promo, and this one is absolutely gorgeous. Same with the adult, but Prism in Blitz right now with OG Luminaris is a menace to handle. I think once Briar LL is pretty much the first week of skirmish season, Prisms will be rising up very quickly in the ranks as well. So keep an eye on these. You got time on this. I'm guessing this card goes up the closer we get to skirmish season. Evil Steel Soul Memory Marvel. $24 for a Marvel is criminal. This, I think, also has potential to go up. I don't think they go down anymore because so little Bright Lights was opened. I mean, just look at the expansion slot cards and some of the other cards that have just held value because nobody's really opening it. I think it was kind of an underperforming set, unfortunately. I think the set was really cool, but these marbles fell short and everything like that, so not very many people are opening it. $23 for a Marvel from this set, which were pretty darn rare to pull, is too cheap. Fantasma Footsteps, the cold foil I want to talk about, went down a little bit, I believe. Hold on, it's been so long. Yeah, it's gone down about $10. If you want to pick up a cold foil Fantasma Footsteps, this might be your time. I do think this is probably one of the best illusionist foot pieces in the game, and it's really hard to replace. So cold foil for $180 seems like a pretty good deal. Thank you guys. Have a fantastic Friday. Code JCH on Fyendal's collection for a free month. Thank you all for your subs and your time and your comments and everything like that. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll catch you next week.